Hello, I'm Captain Tim Mullenberg with the Pflugerville Fire Department, and we're going to give you a little tour of our new station, station number 5. It's a little different than our other stations, and we're really excited about it, so come on in. All right, as we come into the station, you'll see our training room. That's what we call this common area in the middle here. We have meetings in here and hold trainings. It's kind of a general use room. Behind you over here is our watch room. It's the firefighter's office, so firefighters can work on reports and stuff. And then it's accessible, or the windows look out to the outside, to the front door and into the bay, so they can kind of be aware of what's going on around them. And then next is the officer's office over here. So this is where my workspace. So we have 2 desks in here. Currently it's just 1 officer, but the station's kind of built for growth. So should we add a second company to the station, we have a workspace and sleeping quarters. So off of the officer's office is a bedroom. So one of the new features that we have in the station is a system where we can select what trucks alert to what bedrooms, so that if a crew is on the squad here, they don't get woken up for calls when the truck is dispatched, or vice versa. So it helps for a better night's sleep sometimes. And then down this hall is the dormitories. So starting from down here all the way down is just a series of rooms. We'll flip the light on, and then the room is a single bed and lockers for firefighters' equipment. One of the neat features about this station too is the air conditioning system. So each of the bedrooms has its own thermostat, so you can set your individual preferences. And again, makes for a better sleeping environment for when a firefighter is sleeping. And then coming down the hall, we have a laundry room so that we can handle all of our laundry needs here in the station and not have to take any of our uniforms or bedding home to deal with that. So, and then on the other side of the hall is restrooms. So something that's different than the other stations we have. Instead of having large restrooms, we have several individual restrooms, so that helps with our mixed sex employees, so we don't have to have any issues with modesty. And we'll move on into the kitchen. Now again, this is a little bit different than many of our other stations. We have a large table, and then the kitchen's a little bit set up more like a commercial kitchen. We use it a lot. And then there's 3 pantries with refrigerators in them, so each shift has its own refrigerator. And then behind you here is our patio, so we spend some time hanging out outside too. We'll just peek out there real quick. So there's a place for outdoor cooking with a propane grill and a picnic table, and you can see the beanbag toss set there that was built by one of our members. From there, we'll move on out into the truck bay. This room here, this is our EMS supply room. So you see the blue bins on the wall. It's where our medical supplies that we restock for our trucks is. We'll come on out into the bay. And then this is a 3-bay station. The bays are long enough that we can have certain trucks parked back to back. Normally stationed at this station is Quint 251, Medic 251, and Squad 251. The Quint is an aerial apparatus. The one here closest to us is Quint 251, and then we also have our reserve Quints housed here. So should we need mechanical repairs or service done to our first truck, we'll put it out of service and get into the reserve truck. Somewhat unique and kind of new to our operation is the squad. So up here in the front, I'll show you Squad 251 first. We have this pickup truck with a camper shell on it. It is used for mostly medical response. One will save some wear and tear on the bigger truck running around on medical calls, and then it's also faster. So when staffing allows, we'll put at least 2 people on this truck to run medical calls. The front is mostly set up just like a standard passenger vehicle, except that we have a mobile data computer in there and radios so that they can have constant communication with our dispatchers and the other trucks on the road. And then, well, that's not very impressive, but this side they keep their gear in. On the other side we have full sets of medical gear. Typically we'll have paramedics on this truck as well, so they will come with heart monitors and medications, basically short of being able to transport patients. So then the next apparatus is Quint 251. I said it's an aerial device, so you can see it has a 100-foot ladder on top, and then it's a Quint, so it has a pump, hoses, ground ladders, and the like. We have obviously the driver's seat. Firefighters, this truck is staffed with 4 personnel, so it'll have a apparatus operator, the company officer, and then 2 firefighters at least. Every now and then we'll have an extra firefighter on there for various reasons, but typically there's 2 in the back, so they kind of set things up how they like it. They nest in the back there. They want to know where all their stuff is and have it accessible. This truck, several of our trucks are like this now, where the hoses are inside a compartment of the pre-connect. So this truck has a 200-foot 2-inch pre-connect, and then 2 200-foot 1 3/4. So that's our attack line. And then the pump panel is here behind the door. So that's where the apparatus operator will control the water in and out of the truck from the pump panel. And we call this the engineer's compartment, or apparatus operator's compartment. So the apparatus operator will store their gear here, and then there's nozzles, hoses, and various things to make connections of fire hoses in that compartment. And then, just like all of our apparatus, we have a full complement of medical gear, including a heart monitor. So we often have paramedics on this truck as well. We don't carry all the medications that the squad or that the ambulance will carry, but we do have a full complement of medical gear. And in this compartment we have salvage covers, so once the fire is starting to wrap up, we'll use those to try to protect the homeowner's belongings inside a house. We'll try to cover them up to keep them from getting water damaged or whatnot. And then fans for smoke removal. So they see the big aerial device on the top, the ladder on the top. Here, this stabilizer, there's one on the front and then 2 on the other. They'll come out and then go down. So with those, we can actually pick the truck up off the ground, but we use that to level the truck and stabilize it so that the ladder can operate 360 degrees around the truck. And then to access the aerial, there's a set of ladders, and then this box is the controls for it. So to operate it, somebody has to be there or to control the ladder. And then there's some controls that can be done from the tip up top. We'll just move around to this side. So like I said, this is a Quint, so it has a complement of ground ladders, so that's what we have in here. We have ground ladders that can reach upwards of 35 feet. Traffic cones for roadway safety. And then rescue saws. So on this truck we have 1 chainsaw and 2 K12 saws. They're saws that are capable of cutting metal or concrete. So we have 2 of those. And then this compartment is kind of the firefighter's compartment for hand tools. So it's got all sorts of hand tools for forcible entry, firefighting, and the like. And then this is something else that's somewhat unique to this truck. So not all of our fire engines have a full complement of rescue tools on them, but this one does. So these are mainly vehicle extrication, but they're hydraulic rescue tools that can be used to cut metal, typically on cars, for rescuing victims out of mangled car wrecks. And then this is kind of a boring compartment, but it's some more rescue stuff in the top, airbags, some of my personal protective equipment. So Each of our firefighters is issued full structural PPE, so that's the bunker gear you typically see firefighters wearing. In this bag I have my wildland gear, so that's a little bit lighter protective clothing for fighting brush and grass fires. And then I have my water gear there, so I have a wetsuit and some boots and a helmet for water rescue type stuff. So, and then kitty litter and some more hose there. That kind of wraps up the basics of Quint 251. All right, this is Medic 251. It's one of our newer ambulances. It's a Frazier built, that's the brand. But it's a basic ambulance. If we come this way, you can look inside and see that it's the driver's side, just like the driver's side of a big pickup. On the other side, it has access to the radios, a mobile data computer for contacting dispatch and getting call information. And then it's got compartments all down the sides here. So we'll just take a peek inside. This one has our the truck's oxygen supply. That's the big green cylinder in there. So that's if we have a patient inside that we put on oxygen, we can use off of that cylinder there. Get a little more time out of it. And then our firefighter that's driving the ambulance stores their gear there, so they have their PPE with them at all times. That's just some mechanics and electronics for the truck. So in the side compartments we have a stair chair. So this is a chair that we can use to bring a patient down the stairs. So if we don't have to carry him down, it has some little tank tracks on the back, so it'll roll down the stairs, and we can safely transport a patient down to the stretcher without having to hurt our backs. And then this back compartment is another place that the crew members can store their personal protective equipment. The patient compartment in the back is accessed here either through the back double doors or through the side door. But we have a stretcher with a loading system. So in order to help prolong the health of our responders, this stretcher is powered to where it goes up and down by itself, and then there's a mechanism that helps load it as well. So there's been a lot of first responders with hurt backs over the years from handling heavy stretchers, and that is a system that really helps out. We didn't talk about on the other trucks. You see these big yellow hoses attached to the exhaust ports of the truck. That's an exhaust capturing system that once the truck fires up or starts, the system feels the pressure difference and it kicks on a blower motor, and it removes the exhaust to the outside of the building, so that we don't have dirty diesel exhaust or vehicle exhaust in the bays where we're working and moving around. And then from here is another access to the rear compartment. So you can see up inside the ambulance, there's cabinets where we store medical gear at the ready for use. We can transport a patient on the stretcher. We have places where we can transport patients or other responders in seat-belted positions in the cab. Chair against the wall over there, the captain's chair here, and then there's a couple of seats on a bench on this side. And then this is a compartment where we keep our medical gear. So they keep some of the medical bags here. It's accessible from inside the rear compartment too. So there's a netted enclosure here, so any of these bags could be accessed from inside the truck as well. And then this compartment, we keep the long backboards. If we're having to immobilize somebody for back injuries or neck injuries, we have some tools here to do that, as well as a scoop stretcher, and long splints are kept in there. And then the passenger side of the ambulance has, is just a standard truck cab. However, it has modifications for the MDC for the mobile data computer, the radios, and the sirens and all that. So that's Medic 251. This station has a cascade system, or a air compressor for filling our SCBA bottles. So we have, let's see, currently we have two station mounted ones, one at Central Station and one here. And then we have the air and light trailer that's kept at our warehouse over near Station 4. And then something, you know, there was, when our other stations were built, it wasn't a big deal, but cancer in the fire service is a big deal now. So we make pretty big strides to try to keep our gear clean. So that's what this room is all about here. Inside is a commercial extractor, so it's a big washing machine that we can wash our structural PPE in. And then there's a dryer, and then we have a countertop and a sink in there so we can decontaminate our gear after a fire or after a nasty medical call where bodily fluids get on our gear. That's a place that we can clean that up in there. And then also kind of unique, at least for us at this station, or compared to the other stations, is our PPE storage room. So at the other stations, you'll see the gear racks or gear rooms upstairs, or at Central, it's down in the bay. All of those were kind of retroactively built or fitted. This was purposely built, so it's a little more efficient means. There's a rack systems for storing our gear, and then there's an air exchange system in there. So it's pulling air from outside and then returning it to the outside so that we're circulating air in there. It helps with any kinds of you know, stuff that we didn't get cleaned up on our gear. If it off gases, it's exchanging it to the outside instead of being in the station. And then typically these doors are shut so that should our exhaust capturing systems that we have on the trucks not capture all the exhaust, it's not exposed. Then down this way, say we have our spare hose, and then this door is a training prop, a forcible entry training prop. All of our stations have those, so ours is just brand new. And then this is our workout area, the weight room. So this is the weight room. It has a full array of weight equipment and training equipment, stepper behind you, and treadmill, rowing machines, and just about anything the heart could desire for staying physically fit. Well, that just about wraps up our station tour. I was going to talk a little bit about why this station was built here on this site. So we're not too far from our Station 2 over to the west, and Station 4 is not too far to the north. Central Station is just a little ways to the east. But this area is pretty busy as far as call volume goes. So this is kind of a hotbed for multiple calls. So they put this station, or planned on putting a station somewhere in this area. The property came available and they jumped on it. Since then we've done a usage study, and just before this station opened, we got the results of that, and the usage study pointed to that this is where we needed another station due to those multiple calls at the same time going on. And then it's proven true. This is, so far, is proving to be one of our busier stations. Like I said, we've only been open since April, but we're as busy as the other two busy ones, Central Station and Station 2 over in Wells Branch. You know, this new station that's been provided to us is pretty nice, and most all of us that are here seem to be pretty proud of the new station, and we're making strides to keep it nice and take care of it.